Hi guys, it's Alston. Thank you so much for joining us. Today I have a special SAS talk, especially this time we are going to be focusing on Jikoo and we have Santos, the co-founder of Jikoo. He's been a member of our community for I think from April, right? You've been
Correct.
joining
So
from
it's been a
April.
few months.
Yeah, and also he's a local Tamil friend, so I got to know him through that also. So we've been talking, just sharing feedback about the product and everything. Since they have the lifetime deal right now, I wanted to give a platform for him to talk about this product and also just answer a few of the questions which I personally have regarding this deal as well as the product. So wanted to give this opportunity for him to share his views and his product with our community. Welcome so much, Santhosh.
Thank you so much, Alston. First of all, it's been a pleasure being a part of the community. So we are getting so much feedbacks from the community actually. So and I've been a part of the community for quite, I think, 5, 6 months. So the kind of value deriving from the community is really, really high. And thanks for accepting or agreeing to take us in a quick call among your busy
That's
schedule.
fine. That's fine. We've been talking for like couple of times, and since you have come out in the product, I thought why not give an opportunity to talk. So that is what we are going to do. Without wasting too much time, let's get into the event directly. First, explain what is Jikoo. Just if you have to explain this product to a layman person, how would you go about it?
Correct. So Jikoo is like, to put it in simple terms, it's a chatbot tool, right? So for people who basically want to automate conversations on their Jikoo is the perfect tool. So to put it in very simple terms, right? So to explain more in depth about Jikoo, it is actually a conversational ticketing platform which runs on live chat and chatbot, right? So Jikoo as a product has three pillars on which Jikoo is built as a product, right? So the first one is live chat. So basically, people who come to your website, you're creating a channel for them to talk to you immediately, right? So the second pillar of Jikoo will be the no-code chatbots. So basically, you can go drag and drop stuffs and create a chatbot in few minutes, right? So that is going to be the second important part. So the third one is being the CRM, right? So there are like many chat products available in the market, but aggregating the customer data which is coming in and putting it into a proper CRM is difficult, right? Because most chatbot platforms are created as platforms and not like a business operational platform. So these are the three pillars on which Jikoo operates, right? So it sits in between live chat, no code chatbot, CRM. So that is what Jikoo as a solution is, right? So to summarize, I think people who want conversations on their website and automate basic customer support, lead generation, and lead qualification can use Jikoo. So that is to be very simple about Jikoo.
Yeah, makes sense. So it can be a live chat or a chat bot, and if I assume correctly, it will work on any websites regardless of CMS, right?
Correct. So it works on any website. So we'll just give you one single line of code based on the chatbot you're creating. You have to just insert this code on any website and it's going to work on any website. So that's how simple it is.
Okay, so any WordPress site or HTML or PHP based website, but I suppose it still don't work with platforms such as Shopify and everything, right?
So it is irrespective of the platform actually. So it could be Shopify or it could be built with Bubble. So it could be any website builder, right? So basically all you have to do is just paste a single line of code in HTML code. That's pretty much it. So and the
Okay,
bot will
cool.
be activated automatically.
Okay, now let's go into the deal details. Actually, this is one of the important right now because I just wanted to clarify what kind of deal which is currently available right now on the market.
Correct. So as you guys might know, we have launched through PitchGround the LTD which we have designed right now. So we actually have four plans, right? So all these plans are actually designed for companies to directly just create a chatbot and use it on their website, right? We were actually planning to do an LTDs. We reached out to a lot of LTD community members, right? So I remember we even had a discussion how the LTDs would be priced and placed as well. So one thing which we think always about the LTD community is we'll think the LTD community as like the initial founding members or the initial early adopters of the product, right? So the idea behind this, the unlimited, so that is why we thought like let's go with unlimited users and unlimited websites, unlimited sessions, and even chatbots in the product is unlimited, right? So how these plans are actually designed is if you are a company, let's say you have one or two websites, so you can basically create unlimited chatbots and put it in your websites and unlimited pages as well, right? So let's say for example you have uh, company.com, so you can create a bot for your landing page. If you have company.com/pricing, you can create a separate pricing bot for your pricing page as well. So that is how the entire product is designed. If you're running a marketing campaign, a PPC campaign, you can quickly put up a bot in that particular page as well. So within minutes you can spin up a bot and take it live on the particular page, right? So that is you, and that is how all these plans are actually designed.
Hmm. So, according to you, you just explained how the plan is structured. So, according to you, when we say lifetime deal, what that means, like in terms of number of years or planning of support and everything.
Yeah, so the lifetime deal basically from the company is active customers like we do our MRR customers. We don't treat MRR customers and LTD customers differently, right? So before launching the deal, actually, we had close to 100 customers who were in the MRR range, actually, right? So all the features we are releasing to MRR customers as well as to the LTD customers are pretty much same, actually. So there is a major difference between an MRR customer and an LTD customer. And we can totally promise all the LTD community that the deal which you are purchasing through PitchGround will be active throughout the lifetime of Jikoo, right? So that is one simple clarification I would also like to clarify here.
Okay, so and also there is no differences within the MRR plan or and the LTD plan, and there is no changes in the future also.
Yeah, it's very simple and straightforward, right? So whatever the MRR plans we are offering here straightforward, right? In fact, for example, so initially when the company started Jikoo, removing of Jikoo branding and customizing the widget will only give to enterprise customers, right? So that is what we were thinking, but the community kind of queries which were coming in, right? So I think we received close to 200 tickets. So the tickets were just people asking for widget customization. We understood that it's very important to a lot of LTD community members, and so we are planning it. And by end of this week, we'll be releasing a complete widget customization, right? So that was the plan. So it's mostly around people really, is it really a problem for people, right? So that is how we think of the day we want people to utilize our list. So whatever is a blockage in people's way in using the pod platform to making their business a success, we'll always die immediately and we'll always help them immediately.
Okay, so and from a customer perspective, we have a lifetime deal, right? Is there any other third party cost involved with using the product, like possibly add-on cost or integration cost or something like that?
Correct. So initially when the product launched, we had a WhatsApp fee, right? So one of the major differences between Jikoo and other tools is it is a ticketing system actually, right? So for us to bring WhatsApp conversations inside and create tickets from it, run it on a ticketing engine, it is time consuming, and the kind of engineering efforts involved is very high over there. So that we were thinking of pricing it normally at our MRR pricing, which is $99 per month. But again, the LTD community, a lot of requirements are coming in. So now what we are doing is we have completely waived off the WhatsApp fee. So that is the only add-on fee we had actually. So after getting feedback from the LTD community, we have removed it completely. So it is close to $1,200 per year, which is waived off for the LTD members. So all they have to do is very simple. It could be PitchGround or it could be Captera. So all you have to do is just go and share a review about the product and share it among the members, right? So and once this review comes in, we'll just process the WhatsApp add-on from the backend.
So only the WhatsApp add-on is the third party cost, or is there anything else?
Yeah, that's the only third party cost actually, and that is also being waived off for people who are doing a review, obviously.
Okay, so once the user buys a product, as long as it's an honest review, they get the waived off, right?
Correct. So it could be a one-star review or a five-star review. It should be just a review from a proper profile, right? And you should drop us an email with the review. That's pretty much it. We'll activate the WhatsApp add-on from the backend immediately.
Okay, and we also get some questions. So I'm noting down all the questions right now. And now let's talk a bit more about the company so far, because when it comes to LTD, we can't judge just based on the product as of now, because as I see on your roadmap as well as in changelog, most of the features are still on beta or just testing or planned out. So we can't directly talk just with the product. So now can you share more details on like your journey or the company product? What are your struggles and wins so far with Jigo?
Correct. So Jikoo as a brand, we started the brand in around last year March, right? So Jikoo actually came out of a personal pain, right? So to be very specific, we started Jikoo because we didn't get cold beers for a party, right? So what happened is last year around March, April, around that time. So my parents were not home for a few days. So I invited all my friends, and we thought we'll have a beer and a simple party kind of thing at home, right? So I went and bought some beers, and my friend were about to come, and the fridge stopped working suddenly, right? So I thought we'll just call customer support and we'll try to sort it out immediately. So my first uh, instinct was just to quickly call the company and then sort this out immediately, right? But when I called the company, my calls were being rerouted continuously to multiple teams, right? So because my fridge was not under the warranty period, so my call was completely rerouted to multiple teams, and I had to like keep on explaining the issue again and again to five, six different people. So then I was completely like pissed off, and then I disconnected the call, dropped an email, and we continued the party without cold beers at the end of the day, right? So then the next day morning, so I searched for this customer support agent on LinkedIn and file, and I really wanted to talk to him about kind of responses were there. So my initial instinct was to just to go and directly post it on Twitter, but I thought before going and posting, I should probably have a word with the head of customer support, because in my previous journey before Jiku, I was working at Zoho. So I was leading the operations for the UK and European regions, right? So if I wanted to really understand what this SMB is kind of going through and if we can solve it at some point of time. So when I called this customer support guy, he told he has already responded to me, right? But actually, what happened is the email which I've sent him landed in his spam, right? So he didn't check the email that previous night, spam, and you won't believe me, they were using one of the top help desk products in the market, right? So then when we were going in depth and analyzing what is happening, so more than 30% mails customers send are landing in spam nowadays, right? And again, the reply which is going, more than 35 to 40% emails are landing in spam nowadays. So even though a help desk team responds fast, so some queries are always landing in spam. So if your product is a great product, which has inbuilt IP monitoring and all those stuff, then the possibilities of the email be high, right? So, but those kind of be expensive. If you have uh, now service desk, these kind of products are built with IP monitoring capability, so the email will always land in the inbox. So that's when we were actually thinking of another alternative. So how do businesses quickly chat with people, right? So what is the other solution which we should be bringing in? So that is when we thought chat could be a better solution. But again, there is like so many chat players which are available in the market, right? So in fact, there are like close to 400 live chat players in the market and close to 250 chatbot players who are available in the market. So one thing which we thought is, we were always a fan of ticketing, and so I was always a fan of now. So the one of the major reasons and success behind ServiceNow is the ticketing capabilities. So then we actually subscribed close to 100 live chat products and check. Not even a single product had ticketing capabilities built in, right? So only product which actually had a ticketing capability was Fresh Chat. But again, the problem was Fresh Chat has to be integrated with Fresh Desk, which is a ticketing system. Again, in order for tickets to be created. So that's when we thought, okay, this is a huge problem which can be solved specifically for SMBs, right? So that's when I quit my job and we initially designed the product and then we started this company. So it's been close to a year and a half actually. So we launched the product back in Jan. So we did our 150 customers. So out of which 100 were paying customers. So things were going well.
So your target base customers are more of like scale SMBs. Is the MRR base is currently based out of in India?
Yeah. So out of 100 customers, 75 to 80 customers are from India. So the remaining customers are from US actually, right? So once we launched the product, we really wanted to give the product into hands of SMB people who are actually going through this pain, right? So initially, like the product started with a chatbot. So we didn't
Mm.
really have a live chat initially because chatbot was the core of the platform. So when the moment we gave it, I think we started with the company in Chennai since I'm based in Chennai. So within a week or two, we were able to optimize lead generation for them. So they usually had a contact form where people will come and fill in the contact details, and I mean, email will be triggered. So they have to respond through the email. So it took at least 24 to 48 hours to have a proper conversation, right? So when the bot was implemented, so they were quickly getting leads, and so the leads were thrown as emails, and they used to just quickly call the leads and like process them, right? So and if the business is offline, also it will be very clear on the bots. So we clearly know that the business is not online, and they are going to come back and respond, right? So at the end of the day, what customers want is they want immediate response from the business. So that is how COVID, after COVID, people are, right? So because we are working from home, in case I want to quickly go and buy a shoe, I'll just go check the size. If the size is not available, I'll try to chat with the customer support. If I don't get response, I'll just go to another website and try to buy the product, right? Uh, so in today's ecosystem, people don't have a lot of time to wait and respond. I mean, wait for the customer support to respond, right? So that's why live chat and chatbots are the correct thing for your website. So that is why the core behind why we started this company actually.
Yeah, and it leads to my follow-up question, which is I already had in mind, but we need to ask the main question, which I am going to ask is that simple question like, why do they want to bring another product in such a crowded market? As you just mentioned, right? Like there are over 200, or I don't know the exact count, but I'm going to just say that there are so many live chat and also chatbot. Even if I'm not talking about LTD space, just in general, there are so many products. And also there are some free solutions as well, something like Talk to or something like that, where even if the SMB is not able to afford some solution, they can go for this. So, just have you thought about this? What is the reason, or how you can essentially separate your product from the masses? What is the USP behind your product compared to something else? Just wanted to get your insights on
Yeah,
it.
that's really a great question, right? So one of the major differences, right? So as I told you, there are 400 live chat products in the market and close to 250 chatbot products in the market, right? So one of the major differences with Jikoo is definitely the ticketing engine, which is actually built in, right? So Jikoo as a solution is actually built for go-to-market teams to quickly go and talk to customers and close deals faster, right? So Jiku's not specifically built to automate support and like automate queries basically, right? So it is built basically for revenue expansion teams, for sales and marketing teams to go to market faster and then have better conversations with people, right? So, and one of the USPs is the simplicity. So let's say, for example, you're a marketing person, you're doing a new webinar next week, right? And you're launching a new page. So you want to make people register for the webinar. So you can quickly spin up a webinar registration bot and take it live on the landing page in less than 5 to 10 minutes, right? So that is one of the core USPs, and that is how most people are using Jikoo at the end of the day. So people today who use Jikoo more are marketeers and sales people who want to quickly chat with their customers and close more deals actually, right? So that is one of the main USPs of the product. And so how more people are using it is, let's say there is a pricing page. You want to have a specialized bot in the pricing page. You can quickly go create a pricing bot and then take it live within 5 minutes. Right. So the core USP being simplicity, and the time to go live with the chatbot is very, very simple. Right. So those are the
Uh,
two main things.
just a small doubt on that,
Yeah.
because every chatbot is like a no code based chatbot, and their goal is not enterprise clients or someone, it's just a small business owner. So every single chatbot is going to have the same goal as Gcode right now, to make the process simple as possible for the client or something like that. I'm just taking a simple example, which is one product I use, which is continually. It is also a similar process where we just create without any technical development knowledge. It's just a basic. So every the concept which I'm trying to say it like, every software on this chatbot specifically is going to have that kind of focus, like the simplicity. So when users are trying out, they will know that these are the most important stuff associated with this. So we know that you also planning to do that. So is there any other features or plan to compete with the main customer competitors in your space? So you know that you are not just going to be another product in the mixed of this, or is there any specific features or functionalities, or a plan which can highlight separate your product from the masses?
Correct, correct. That's a great question. So, as I told you, it is Jico will be focusing more on helping people sell better and drive revenue faster, right? So, for example, we are working on a product-led growth module. So, what this module will basically do is it will tell you, okay, how many people hit your pricing page, which plans they are interested more, which buttons they are clicking more, and based on these conversations, you can create, I mean, trigger the chatbot at the right time. So let's say Alston is visiting my pricing page for more than 5 times in a span of a week. So now I know Alston is a hot customer, right? So that's why the CRM also comes in. So I'll immediately mark Alston as a hot customer automatically, and now when you come to the website again, we'll be tracking your IP and we'll let you know that, okay, Alston is visiting your site. And so it's a good time to start a conversation. So the chatbot will start an immediate conversation with Alston. And so if Alston likes the bot and if he interacts, the agent is always going to be there to respond to it. Right. So this week is product led growth module. So where we'll scan your entire website and tell you what are the core functionalities or where people are interacting more, right? So if so for example, initially when Jico started, right, people were hitting our pricing page more actually. So out of 100 customers who hit our website, 92% of people used to hit our pricing page, right? So these kind of statistics are very important for a business to grow, and you need to know where to deploy the right chatbot so that these kind of things are happening, right? So those kind of things are the first thing which we'll be slowly progressing into. Now this is a super thing for sales and revenue optimization teams, right? So they can basically see which products people are viewing more, and they can basically see what are the kind of services the people who are hitting your site are interested more in, and then you can trigger the right chatbots, right? So that is the core thing on how it will evolve. So in terms of the market, how this is placed is, so Jico will be placed on a more on a quadrant with Drift and Chat Fuel, people who are more into marketing and revenue expansion, right? So it won't go together in terms of people like Intercom or Talk to, which is more focused on support, right? So in terms of marketing, like let's say for example, you're doing a marketing campaign, you're let's say you're offering a lifetime deal, right? So when you're doing this, people will have a lot of questions regarding the LTDs. So those kind of questions you can just put it in a chatbot and take it live. So basically, bots for your campaign can be done. If you're doing a PPC paid ad, people are hitting your site. So converting people who are hitting your paid ads and really triggering them at the right moment, right? So thanks for visiting us through the Facebook campaign. So those kind of intelligence will be added into the bot down the line, so that the bot knows when to talk to the person and how to talk to the person. So those kind of intelligence also will be added. So that is why, like, many people were always asking why there isn't no email support in Jikoo, right? So the idea behind Jikoo is it is going to be a conversational platform through chat, right? So it is not a help desk platform where people can create email tickets and you do support basically. So chatbots can do support, but it is just a small portion of what chatbots can do, right? Our goal is to leverage the power of chatbots to help businesses sell faster and achieve revenue goals faster. So that is how we'll be differentiating in the market basically.
Okay, got it. So I think I misunderstood the initial part. Like I thought it just as a help desk solution, but it's more like you are trying to focus on the market aspect of it. So in that point, like once you now you showed shared your vision, some kind of like what are your potential target audience apart from LTD, which is now essentially to raise some investment and also get the early adopters feedback or testing process. Can you share what other marketing strategies or the plan moving forward? Let's say, for example, during the LTD process campaign and also moving after the LTD campaigns, just to get the vision of your personal opinion.
Okay, that's a good question. So before coming into the LTD platform, right? So for us, basically, uh, coming to the LTD was not basically because of money or getting some initial investment, right? So the first thing why we wanted to do an LTD is we wanted to really understand what the customers feel, because so what we are doing is actually different, and our features we are planning is it won't go together with the chat tool immediately, right? So because okay, detecting people when they are hitting your site and throwing an alert to a sales lead, so this is something which we are planning, right? So this we cannot go and talk to a customer support company because we will not get the correct feedback from this company regarding this. So one of the main reasons of launching this particular LTD was to get a lot of feedback. So and actually it is going on really well. So when we started this, we had close to 40 features in our roadmap. Now we have close to 200 features in our roadmap being requested by the LTD community, right? So removing a lot of support elements and these email elements and stuff, we have close to 120 proper feedbacks which are coming in, right? So that is the core value I think the community brings to us as a product and as a company personally, right? So that is the main thing why we actually plan for an LTD, right? So the feedbacks are great actually. So coming back to the marketing activities, so initially, so we all the 100 customers, it was basically through word of mouth, and it was basically through organic growth only, right? So we never did any kind of paid ads or paid marketing. So it was me personally posting a lot of stuffs on LinkedIn on how businesses can use chatbots, organic blogs on how landing page chatbots can be better for your business. So those kind of stuffs, right? And we launched our product on product hunt, beta list, beta 5, those kind of communities. So that itself was able to bring us our initial 100, paying customers actually, right? So that is how we were doing. And so the future plans are to basically get into the US market, right? So when we initially when we launched in the Indian market, so we had like quickly within a day or two, we had 2, 3 paying customers, right? Immediately when the product launched, when we had a lot of bugs in the product back then, right? So the one of the main reasons why we wanted to go to the US market is SaaS. If you want to conquer SaaS, like going to the US market is the best thing, right? So a lot of European companies, at the end of the day, they have a lot of consumers in Europe, but at the end of the day, they always go to the US to get better traffic and better in terms of the deals. So our next major goal will be to enter into the US market, so get some US customers. So that will be the main thing. So in terms of marketing campaigns, again, we are going to be pretty straightforward and organic, right? So for me personally, doing a paid ads and advertising on Facebook is not the right thing for me basically, because as a SaaS company, initially at least the first 3 to 4 years you have to grow organically, and then when you really want to grow big, then you can do a lot of ads. So it will be LinkedIn reaching out, posting on community. So basically, communities has only brought us to a point where we are here right now, right? So just one message in a Facebook community, I mean WhatsApp community, where founders are there, bought us 25 registrations initially when the product launched. So that is how organically we want to grow, and slowly we'll be getting into email-based campaigns and stuffs like that. So that is what we are planning after the LTD is done. So our MRR efforts have been already good. So as I told you, we have close to 100 MRR customers at the moment, and 20 are from US actually. So the ability of a customer to pay also increases, right? So basically for the US market. So that is also one of the reasons why we want to focus more on the US market.
Mm. Just a follow up on some of the things you mentioned. That first, you said that already you have around 100 MRR, right? So, is that 100 MRR is currently sustainable without this LTD of running the business regarding the cost associated with this? Because I do see another question from Venki, which is like, sorry, that's a different question. Like the management of team, like salaries and everything, or just running the business way model, right? Because you are more focusing on feedbacks. That's what I'm getting from what you are saying right now, right? So just with this current MRR, is it sustainable to you to run the uh, product as until you start getting more MRR? Because currently you are going to get LTD users from this kind of community. So is there any plans on the sustainability aspect of it? And just can you share some of the cost associated with it?
Correct. So actually, last year when the company started, we raised an initial round. I will call it a pre-seed round from few US-based angel investors, right? So that's how we were actually running the company. And then since immediately, like once the product was ready, we started getting paying customers from day one actually, right? So currently the business is sustainable. So basically, even if we don't onboard any new customers, so the business is sustainable, right? So that is the state we are in actually. So and we are super excited, one of the main reasons being onboarding a lot of US clients for the past 3 to 4 months, right? Because initially, Indian customers, the cycle was we were spending close to 20 to 30 days to make a paying customer. So the moment we got this experience and we went into the US market, we were able to. So that's why we dropped our trial to 7 days, and within 7 days, we were actually able to convince customers in the US to buying, right? So that is something which good we are saying. So I think that is how the path we'll be going in. So irrespective of the LTD which is going on at the moment, we are net revenue positive at the moment. So that is also a good thing.
Okay, just one more doubt, then we'll go around with all the questions come through from the audience. We have some questions. Like you said that you are focusing more on US or even European users. So how secure the data being handled, or like GDPR, what kind of state currently are you in? Any security measures? Can you share insights on it?
Correct. So ISO and California based compliances are being worked in at the moment. So GDPR also we are working in on at the moment. So I think GDPR is first priority at the moment. So I think we have close to a 25-point checklist which we are working on just for GDPR at the moment. So that will be first priority. It will be another like 30 to 40 days. The GDPR compliances and the internal thing will be done. So we'll announce publicly that okay, we are GDPR compliant. So next we'll focus on ISO. As I told you initially, we have a lot of uh, clients based in India. So we are actually talking to few insurance providers and banks in India. So the ISO is one of the important compliances. And since we don't have a lot of health-based companies or medicine-based companies, HIPAA compliances is not on the radar. So, but these three things will be done. I mean, the California compliance and the ISO will be there by Q1, and GDPR will be done by end of the year. So GDPR is the first priority because few European companies have already asked for it.
Okay, and also what kind of data security or backup solutions which has been currently taken for to protect the data of users?
Correct. So the infrastructure is hosted on AWS, as most companies do. So the backup infrastructure also is there, right? So in terms of how the data is secured, let's say a company doesn't companies stop using Jikoo and they don't want the data to be there. So it's very simple and straightforward. You have to just drop us an email, and within 24 hours, we'll wipe the data. So that is how we are doing it currently. So this will also, since it will come under GDPR, we are taking this immediate things. And if there is a free account and you are not active in the account for more than 180 days, so we'll wipe your data immediately after issuing 4 or 5 notice emails. So that also we have automated just few months back actually.
And also just a follow up on that, like, is that same rule applies for LTD account or premium account as well?
So basically, if not even one single chat is not created in 180 days, so we'll continuously issue 5 notices over a period of 10 days span, right? So if we do not get any responses, then we'll clear the data.
Okay, so but you will give 5 notices for the users.
Correct. So 5 notices over a period of 50 days. So every 10 days, we'll be sending them an email. If we have their phone number, we'll also try to reach them on mobile as well.
Okay, so even if the data goes out, the account will be still active, right?
Yeah, yeah. See, as the LTD coupon is there, so we make sure that throughout Jikoo exists, the account will always be there. So
Okay.
that will never be a problem.
Okay, now let us go through some of the questions. Like, thank you so much, Venki, Gini, all joined us. Venki had a question like, where is the team based?
Okay, so the team is currently a 10-member team. So one person is in US, and so two people from Bangalore, few people from Chennai, and 2 3 people from southern side of Chennai, and few people from Mumbai and Hyderabad. So it's a distributed team across India, I would say. So, and we are remote from day one. So, we started the company at the start of COVID, right? So, initially we had an office in Chennai, but because of second wave of COVID, we thought at least for the next 6 to 12 months, having an office really won't make sense. So, the team is a completely remote team operating from India at the moment. So,
Okay,
I'm personally based in Chennai.
so total of how many members are in the team working on the product or marketing aspect of it?
So totally there are 10 members actually. So 6 members on the development team. So one for QA and other operations, another one person for sales, and myself, my co-founder, and few other mentors are also there.
Okay, so
So I
you
have not
also
included the
you also have the developing capabilities, right?
so I'm not a hands-on tech person, but I can talk tech. So that's how I'll put myself in. So
Okay, cool.
if you want,
The next question is like, thank you, Ja. Congratulations on Jikoo on the launch. So the chatbot will automatically cater to the customer once live chat is no longer available and the conversion histories are stored.
of course, right? So one of the points again, one of the differentiating factors in Jiku is that the conversation history is unlimited, right? So you take few other live chat products in the market, so the conversation is actually limited to a year or 6 months. So here the conversation history is basically unlimited. Chatbot will basically work is when people come, live chat is not available, you can trigger a chatbot, or you can trigger a chatbot first, do lead qualification, because nowadays in the website a lot of spam comes in, right? So people just want to come, just put some dummy information and see how the bot is, right? So that will also happen. So you can basically qualify the lead by asking them a proper phone number, email, their name, and then you can also create a ticket and assign it to the right person, right? So one thing in Jiku is we have this intelli, right? So how this intelli assign actually work is it can assign the ticket to the right person based on many metrics, right? It could be uh, if the person is someone who's a subject matter expert on the question, or the person could be someone who has lesser number of tickets or lesser workload, or the person could be something who has experience in that particular feature, or he could be a developer who is working on the bug. So based on multiple criteria, you can basically automate the assignment of tickets to the right agent. So that is
Is
also
it
available
using
in
the
Jikoo.
is it using the words used on the support query, or is there something else also going on
Yeah,
in the
inside we
signing
have
part?
something called as customizable intelligent tags. So you can, let's say, for example, you want bugs to be assigned to developers, right? If the customer is coming and clicking on a button called bugs, so then we'll automatically trigger and see who are the developers who are available. So based on the experience, right? So in user management, a new user, you can add tags like experience, his technology skills. So completely customizable data. So with that data, we'll map this information and assign it to the right person.
Okay, so and also, let's say for example, I have around four different developers who are specialized on bug kind of inquiries. If I set up this or Intelli features and the user request comes in and finds out there are four different support persons available, how does it go through? Like, is it based on the number of queries they are handling, or is there some other preferences going on?
Yeah, again,
And
multiple
does the
levels
user have
of
any control over that as well?
yeah. So again, multiple levels are there. So you can either choose round robin. If the business says, okay, please assign the queries on round robin, you can do it on round robin. Or if you say, please assign the tickets based on workload, right? So if it is assigned on workload, then it will go and see who's the person who has the lowest number of tickets in the past 24 hours, and it will automatically assign the ticket to that particular person.
Okay, so these features are currently live, right?
Yeah, it is already live, and these are completely customizable as well, right? So I think one of the major things is um, in terms of features, like the LTD community, what we are seeing is like people are like not able to notice these kind of small features, right? Because so we are also not explicitly showing these features on our website, or we are also not telling them on any of the videos which we are launching. So that's what we are currently doing is people for everybody who is purchasing an LTD, we are offering a personal implementation session from our end. So in this session, what we are doing is we are getting onto a Zoom call with the people, and we are understanding their specific business related requirements and suggesting, okay, what kind of bots can be implemented and what features in Jikoo can be useful for them. So that is also something which we are doing, and we will be continue to do it, right? So we are also hiring one specific person especially for the implementation, because next week we are fully booked up with 20 to 30 implementation calls actually. So we are hiring one person specifically to handle these implementation calls other than people who are already working on support.
Okay, cool. So the just to confirm the answer for this question, conversion history is unlimited and it's stored and can be deleted on the user's request in case they want to move away from the product. And also customer live chat is automatically available in case the user is not available, or we can use it as a lead qualification also. It's depend on the user requirement, right?
Correct, exactly.
Okay, and thank you, Vijay, for joining. And another question, like, what is the difference between websites and company?
Okay, so this is a major question, I think. So we are actually talking with PitchGround to change this because this is confusing a lot of people, right? So one thing is Jico doesn't offer an agency plan, right? So we feel agency plans are not sustainable for us as a business, right? And I think that you also personally would have seen over the past few weeks, few chat products which are going down because of the sustainability as well, right? So that is one of the reasons why all the plans are designed to be used by one company or one particular organization, right? So let's say you're having a company and you have 5 or 10 websites for that one company, then you can go ahead and add the bot in 15, 20 pages of your company. But what will happen is all these queries will be coming into one single workspace only, right? So basically, the entire product itself and the efficiency of the product is designed in such a way that it can be used by one single entity or one single company, right? So that is why what we mean by websites per company, right? So now we need to update it as websites per workspace or one workspace, so
Hmm.
that people are actually clear and clear on that, right? So all the plans, the two variables are number of websites and number of users basically, right? So initially, like when we were doing an LTD, we came across an e-commerce company, right? So this particular person, he was running four e-commerce companies at the same time, right? So and he was saying my entire support team is same, so I'll just put one single bot on all these four companies, and so the support will be basically from one single product. So since we were getting these kind of questions only, we made the websites unlimited. So individual companies who all might think, okay, in the future we might have some websites which should be added, or companies who might think that, okay, I might have multiple websites in the future, can use it. Again, in Jiku, the number of subdomains and number of chatbots per website is unlimited, right? So if you are, let's say, you are having a website called alston.com, you can basically add one website for chatbot for alston.com/pricing, app.alston.com, help.alston.com. Basically, the number of chatbots is unlimited, right? So that is why we are treating the entire thing as a workspace, and as a user experience and optimizing the performance, and in terms of quickly answering queries and getting it sorted, one workspace will be the best thing. So that is why it is unlimited websites per workspace in the final plan. And I think in the basic plans we'll be offering 3, 5, and 10 websites, right? So it is all, it can only be used by one company actually.
Hmm. The next question again from Vinit. Uh, Sorry, I didn't. Uh, any websites or company actively using your chat product? Would love to see how it works on a customer website. Even three, four clients examples would be great.
Yeah, that's great actually. So what I can do is I can probably send you the links. Then, so if you want to quickly see how the chatbot is, you can refer Jiku's site, right? And if you, I can give you an example of,
Do you know any examples out of your mind directly right now?
yeah, we can, I can give you two
You
examples.
can maybe
So
share a screen and just share something quickly.
yeah, so let me open the websites up. So there are two
Mm.
companies immediately which comes to mind, right? So first one is, it's a company called as AA Studio. It is a US based company. Let me quickly open this up.
And when you are ready, there is a share screen button. You can share it like
Okay, just give me one quick minute. I'm opening few more websites as well.
cool. Because as long we know that you are using your product on your own website, which is good. But if we see the
Yeah,
with
actually,
examples,
we
it
were
will make
doing
more
some
sense.
kind of case studies so that we are getting collect information from all the existing users, so that people also get some kind of confidence, right? So let me
Yeah,
just open this up.
and also it will work as inspiration for the users because we are just seeing the default SaaS based use case on your personal website, which is
Correct.
not the way which most people or the most of your target audience will be using the product, right? So this will give some sort of confidence to them as well. Yes, and he's just preparing. That's it's really good to see live examples of this. I didn't prepare out this. This is a random question we need to ask. Otherwise, he would have been more prepared to show the live examples.
Yeah, yeah, that's totally fine. I'm just opening the URLs up.
If it takes time, I can go over the next questions where you can just work on the background.
Yeah, yeah, sure. You can start the questions. I'm just taking the websites list out.
Hmm. And just while he's loading this examples, let me ask another question, which I personally have is like, I see on your roadmap, I also share the link on the chat as well for you guys. That there are so many features planned, right? But it's going to take time for you to focus and develop. So, what are the priority features and what are the like just a get, order of features you are planning to go forward on the roadmap?
Okay, so currently I think it will be more focused on the widget customization and on the performance, right? So that is what we'll be working more on. And so I think one more thing which people are actually, like, more people are actually asking is the, in terms of the templates, right? So in terms of templates, I think we'll be focusing on just proper top 10 templates, how chatbots can be used. So I was giving you a lot of scenarios, right? So, but for people to quickly take these scenarios and then use it is what I think we'll be focusing more on. So, right. So that is one more thing which we'll be working on actually.
Mm. And is it ready right now?
Yeah, it's ready. Let me share my screen.
Mm. Are you facing any technical difficulty?
No, no. Yeah, I got it. So can you see the screen now?
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So this is a company called AI Studio. So this is one of our customers from US, right? So these were one of our initial customers actually,
Mm.
right? So they use our product for in terms of like quickly understanding why people are in their website, right? So they basically use this for demo scheduling and just browsing, or so they might also have some pricing related queries as well. So this is
Mm.
basically how we have designed this chatbot here is for lead generation, right? As well as in terms of pricing related queries we can do. So that is how this particular bot is designed, right? So basically, if people are just browsing, we'll just get their name, understand why they are here for, and then share this and create this as a ticket. So this
Mm.
is one simple requirement in terms of lead generation, right? So many people were actually asking in terms of WhatsApp related requirement, right? So as I told you, we also have a WhatsApp based tool. So this is one of those companies who are using our WhatsApp based ticketing systems, right? So they use it for their internal requirement. So how this works is they will just give one simple WhatsApp number for
Mm.
booking a working space, right? So when you just go and enter the number and you will be able to quickly have a conversation with them. So this number also what I'll do is I'll share you after the meeting. So you can just drop a message to the number and see how the ticketing works.
Mm.
So these are like quickly two companies which comes to my mind. So we do have an entire list which I'll send it to you once the call is done.
I'll update to the event description or comment so users can check it out.
Sure, perfect.
Okay, cool. And before we move forward with the quick demo of the product, I do have some doubts regarding the comparison. So just wanted to get your opinion on that as well,
Okay.
because it will help users to clear it up and get more ideas on it. Let me open up a couple of URLs and let me share my screen as well. Uh, Let me see. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, cool. I just want to get some insights on it because we do see a lot of comparison going around. I personally don't have any experience with these kind of chatbot products, so I personally use continually for my need. So just wanted to get like you do all the personal comparison with this, right?
Yeah, correct. So mostly in terms of comparison, these are the documents we send to customers, and we review these product in depth, and we also go through third party reviews as well before writing a comparison document, right? So that is why we have very limited comparison documents, but we make sure that we go through every single points one by one actually before deciding on it, and the comparison is like very honest and transparent. If we don't have something, then we'll immediately let people know that we don't have it. So if you could see in the comparison, I think in some comparisons we have a lot of red marks than the product we are comparing with. So one thing what we always tell people is the kind of what the value the product can bring. If we really see a value, then we'll suggest them, or we are always. So some people came for Facebook automation, right? So they were comparing us with ManyChat and Chat Fuel and stuff. So because we don't have these kind of uh, features at the moment, we have suggested people to use the other products. So in those kind of things, we are very transparent. If we can offer a value to an end customer, we will suggest it, or if we don't have any kind of features, we'll tell them directly.
Okay, so for example, I'm just opening couple of things and I'll just ask some of the things personally don't have any experience on it. For example, uh, let me open up chat. Botstar, as Kini just mentioned, that they are no longer available or not going to be available for long. I just want to get your idea. What do you mean by mobile SDK? Because I don't know what that is.
Yeah, okay. So mobile SDK is basically the chatbot which can be used in your mobile applications, right? So for example, you take some chat products in the market. So what will happen is now let's say you have a mobile game which you are developing. So in case people are facing any payment issues, they should be able to reach you, right? So they should not come to your website again, and they should not be able to go to multiple channels. Or let's take Zomato and Swiggy, for example. So when you have a question on Zomato, you can immediately talk to their support on mobile, right? So this is what a mobile integration or mobile SDK is. People can basically add this chatbot in their mobile apps as well, not only in the website. So that is what is mobile SDK, and we are also working on it at the moment as we speak.
Okay, and
So
these
in
features
India,
will be
yeah, so
available
in
for LTD customers also, right?
yeah, it will be available for LTD customers. In India, to be very specific, our entire customer, I think more than like 60-70% of customers are from e-learning companies, right? So it is a very generic thing actually in terms of how these customers are. So one e-learning company started using it, and they went and told multiple companies, and they started using it. So for example, Go Beyond School is one of Jikoo's customer. So they are not using Jikoo on their homepage, but they are using Jikoo on all their Facebook campaigns, right? And so their Facebook campaigns, they are actually able to see that there is good conversion in their Facebook campaigns, and classes are being booked more. So now what they are actually asking is they want to put Jiku in their mobile apps as well, because when people are booking classes, they have some questions. So these kind of requirements, to handle them, we are deploying a mobile SDK.
Mm. And also, another thing which I kept on noticing is like inbox, like even the overall comparison was having something similar. Like I saw the message saying that inbox is where all the chats are placed. If I'm not mistaken, that's what inbox is supposed to do, right? So how is it Gco is different from what it's supposed to do on other platforms?
Correct. So I'll give a better idea on this when we are doing the screen sharing. So,
Mm.
but to quickly answer the question, in Jiku, the inbox is basically a focused inbox, right? So how it happens is you can just quickly go and respond to tickets faster, but one of the major differences is the ticketing itself. So you can focus on, let's say, if you are a support person, there is a refund request which is being processed. You can actually segregate the query completely from the support query itself, and then create a new ticket and assign it to a different person. So when you're logging into the inbox, you'll only see proper work which you have to do basically, right? So whatever other people has to do will not be mingled with your work. So that is what we call as focused inbox, right? So I'll show you more detailed on this when we are doing the screen sharing.
Okay, and also another thing which I noticed on most of it was these tags where, as you just mentioned, right, like even your intelligence is going to be based on the tags you are going to be using or the words. So how is it different from the other competitor products right now?
Correct. So one of the major feedbacks when we were developing this tag, right? So we went through a lot of Captera reviews and other reviews for all the top 25, 30 chat products in the market. So one of the feedback was people were not able to add custom data. Right? So that is why we designed this intelligent tags actually. So how this tag will work is, let's say you're a food delivery company, you want to add customer delivery location to the ticket. So you can create a tag called a delivery location, and the latitude and longitude can be added to the particular conversation, right? So let's say, for example, you're a SaaS sales company. You want to know that this guy is a hot customer. So you can add a tag, and if you're issuing a quotation, you can attach a PDF into the particular ticket. So tags can be used in many areas. So tags can be used inside ticket. It can be used in contacts. It can be assigned to users. It can be assigned to channels, chatbots. So the beauty with Jiku is all the tags in multiple areas work seamlessly together, right? So if you want to assign a ticket, which is a bug, to be to one particular developer. So what you can do is you can assign the particular ticket to a developer through these tags, and you can push them to Jira, right? So those kind of things will be possible with the tag. So that is why the tags is very helpful. So that also I think I can show you more when we are doing a screen sharing.
Yeah, if you can highlight this focus mode and as well as tags, because with this just a comparison screenshot, it's still not, I'm not able to understand because that is what the other competitors' product should do. Because I'm just understanding, or I'm not sure whether I'm understanding the comparison correctly, but it's not the right way for me. At least I couldn't understand it properly. That's why I wanted to clarify. And when you are doing just a highlight after this, if you can point out this in quickly, it will be helpful for the users as well.
Yeah, definitely. So
And
it's a good feedback actually, because I was thinking, I was under the impression that this differentiation column people can understand easily. But so since you are saying, I think we should put it in more simple terms, or we should add screenshots so that people really understand it immediately.
yes, basically because from my perspective as a just a user, even I'm not a user of all these products, when I see that it's just mention a check mark on Gco and just say that just Chatbox is bringing all the inbox messages for shared inbox, it's, I'm like, it's doing what it's supposed to do. So how it's comparing, so I feel like that this is not a honest comparison or something like that. If it's a new user, it's okay, but when you're planning to do a full comparison with a competitor product, it always best to go deep and show. If you honestly think that it is separates you from the competitors, always try to highlight all the things, just don't mention that this is something. And that is the feedback I have for this as well. I didn't mention it before, I just wanted to say it directly because just mentioning like Gco is the fastest, like can get up in 3 minutes or so, where other companies are, you can, you have to take 60 minutes or 100 plus hours, because it's not still not realistic, right? So I personally, this is just a feedback from me, just don't do something like this, because it's not true. Because with intercom also you can get up fast as possible like that. Just keep everything to a factual level and focus on the product actual features, rather than more contextual. Because a person who's expert on intercom, or person who's feeling the intercom user interface really well, they can do it really fast compared to something like this. So just make, rather than having a summary of this comparison with this, if you think it's directly comparable to this product, and if it still highlights main features of functionality, go in depth and showcase all the details. Because if it actually beats that particular feature, then you should highlight it. Because it, from a normal customer perspective or a user from a different competitive products, it's hard to understand, or we will miss out on them things, or we might think that this comparison is not objective at all.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Alson, because as you told, right, I was actually under the impression that people, when they come immediately, they'll be able to understand the main differences. But yeah, it's really a good point, actually. So we'll try to optimize the comparison documents very soon.
Okay, just wanted to mention and wanted to get your I sorry about that, I mistakenly turned off to your screen. Just wanted to get your
So
input
I
on.
think this is what you told, right? That is exactly why we are here for, actually, at the end of the day, right? So because we want more feedback, it could be positive or it could be negative, but at the end of the day, this is what running a company is more all about, right? So now this is a really good point which we'll take, and the word will be shared to my team, and we'll start working on it, because the next 100 customers who come in will not feel the same, and the possibility of people buying from Jico will be more because of that one single point. So that is what actually the LTD for us is almost all about, right, at the end of the day. So even the more number of features which we are developing is mostly on the feedback of LTD consumers, which was actually driving in even more MRR. Seeing the widget customization which we are working on, like few other existing customers also, they to a better plan with us, seeing what they, so now they are saying the entire company wants to use it, and they are quietly adopting the product throughout the company.
Okay,
So
so it
yeah,
will be helpful from your perspective, from the reputation or the trust, and also from the customer perspective, that we exactly know what are the difference, rather than just mentioning a line that we are better on this particular feature. Just go in detail, or if it's actually the competitor product is better on some aspect of it, do mention it, because for some users that features now might not be the perfect one. They can immediately check out the other features and everything. So just wanted to have much better comparison with other products as well. And now I think you can probably share the quick demonstration of some of the highlights and the comparison features which you said that is highlights compared to the competitors. You can do that.
Yeah, perfect. So let me just quickly open Jikoo and share my
And let me quickly also ask some of the other questions we received, like uh, can we customize the brand of the mobile app?
No, I'm not able to understand the question actually. So
Is there a mobile app for Jikoo? First, I didn't think
yeah,
check
so
on it.
Jikoo doesn't have a mobile app actually. One of our top priorities for Q4 actually. So
Hmm.
it will be available by end of the year. So first of all, quickly the iOS app will be released, and within another few weeks, the Android will be released first, and then slowly the iOS will be released. So like most of the team is working on the Android release at the moment. So then we'll be focusing more on the iOS release. So that is how the release is planned. But yeah, if the mobile app is coming, you won't be able to customize it. So it will be basically coming under Jiku's logo, and so you'll have to sign in using a credential to use the product. So throughout the product, we don't have any white labeling available at the moment. So
As you
only
mentioned,
thing,
right, you are not focusing on for agency, it's just for the normal users. You don't
correct,
want to go for agency because of the sustainability issues in future.
correct.
And also, in case we misunderstood the question, if you could rephrase the question, that will be helpful as well. And one final question before this highlights, like what is a customizable CRM? I think you can cover this also in the highlight as well, right?
Yeah, perfect. So I think most questions are coming directly from the comparison documents.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I'll just directly show them on
Yeah,
the
you can
live
go ahead.
product, right? Perfect.
Uh, Let me turn off my screen and you can start your screen as well. And if there's any question with other guys, just ask anything on chat. I'll go through once during the example of explaining itself. Yeah, you can go ahead. We lost your desktop connection.
Yeah, it seems like I shared the wrong inbox. Just give me one quick minute. Yeah. Now can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So now can you see the product screen?
Yeah, we can say it.
Yeah. So let me give you the entire flow, right, on how the conversations can be started, how the tickets will be created. So the entire flow, right? So first, Jikoo should be embedded in your website for Jikoo to work. So you could use it as a chatbot for customer support, or you could also use it for lead generation or even improving your PPC ads as well. Here, purely in our website, we are using it for solving queries, right? So since we are doing an LTD, so people who come to our site, 90% of the queries are based on the LTD queries only. So what we have done here is we are asking people to choose an option in case they want to learn more about Jikoo or they want to talk to support or sales. So now what I'm doing is I'm saying skip the bot, talk to sales, right? So what this initial conversation will do is it will ask for my email address. So the end user will be providing his email address, his phone number, and the relevant details. So now it is saying thanks for sharing the query, and it is checking for available agents right now, right? So what will happen if there is no automation is so all the queries which is not automatically assigned, will come under the new tab, right? So now at 617, we have raised this query. So this is the query. So it is coming to the unassigned tab, which is the new tab. Now what I can do is I can pick this query on my own, or we can also automatically assign this. So we have it disabled. So now what I can do is I can assign this ticket to myself, or I can also assign it to someone else from my team. So I can just click on this and assign the ticket to someone else from my team, right? So now I can just go ahead and reply to these queries directly, right? So if I'm dropping a hi here, so the hi will be available immediately here in the chat box. So we can establish to and fro conversations, right? So the chatbot did the initial lead qualification. So now what I'm doing is I'm focusing more on the relevant conversation through a live chat, which is assigned to a person, right? So now let's focus more on the focused inbox, since we are in the inbox and doing ticketing and conversations. So we'll see what is actually focused inbox and how you can use it, right? So you take any chat platform which is available, all the chats will be available as one infinite conversation, right? So you take any chat product. So even WhatsApp as a solution, it gives you one infinite conversation. So it is difficult for people to understand, right? So now let's say this query is done. So this particular person is asking for a sales query. Now support query is sorted. So now the sales query should be assigned to someone else. So I cannot change the ticket here and assign it. It will be confusing for the person. So in Jikoo, this is what we call as focused inbox. So you can create a new ticket from this entire conversation actually. So that will be ticket number 819. So I'm assigning the ticket to myself. You can also assign it to the sales team if you want, right? So immediately what will happen is a new ticket will be created with ticket ID 819. So this is one of the focused inbox features which I told you. Now this ticket will be to the sales team and this ticket will be to the support team. So irrespective of the support team or the sales team which they are responding, so the person who is on the chat will get the same response. So they will not have any problems. They'll still talk with the business in a unified fashion. And for people who are replying, the customer support agents who are replying, there are two individual conversations. Now, in case I want to tag someone from my team, I can quickly tag someone from my team, right? I can ask them to take care of this query as well, right? So this becomes a very focused stuff for individual people. So now this ticket 819, this query will be only working on the sales part. So 818 will work on the support part. So you can create multiple tickets, right? So this is what we call the ticketing engine. So this becomes easy for the entire company to process tickets. So now at the end of the day, only if the query is sorted, the ticket can be closed, right? So now I can just go and close the ticket and update it. So now this query is sorted. So similarly, I can go and put this query on hold as well, right? So I can just put it on hold because somebody is working on it. So then after it is on hold, I can come back and respond to it, right? So now what I can do is I can also minimize this. So I can just focus on one single ticket. Or in case I want to get a conversation history of multiple tickets, I can maximize this and view multiple tickets. So even 10, 20 tickets can be loaded parallelly here. So this is what we called as focus inbox. So the idea behind the focused inbox is you can see what really you want to work on and go and respond to it immediately. So you will not be focusing on other distractions. So this is what the focused inbox is about, right? So next we'll see how the customizable intelligent tags work. So for example, now we have ticket number 818. So in case I want to add a tag, so tags are basically sticker which you based on customers, right? So now let's say a customer quotation number for this particular ticket is 1224. So this is a simple text option which I'm adding as a tag, right? So that tag is added immediately. So now let's say you want to attach a document, right? So what you can do is you can also select anyone. All these tags which you see on here is completely customized, right? So now let's say this customer is a new customer. So I'm adding this tag and placing it here. So now we have this data here. So this is how the customizable tags work. So now what you see here is for an individual ticket. So in the right hand side, I don't have the contact data. So I can also update the contact data here, right? I can also update the company name. So all the details about the particular customer can be updated on the right hand side. And we also have an option called as primary agent. So primary agent is nothing but when the ticket is assigned to a person, it will go to that particular person immediately. So it's more around account management. So I can also add a contact based tag as well. Now let's say I know this contact is from India. So I can choose the country as India, right? And then what I can do is I can also tag my team and add contacts based notes. So I can say this is a priority customer, please take care. So that is how this inbox works seamlessly between your tickets, tags, and notes, and understanding where the customers are. And when you click on the tickets, it will also gonna show you the list of tickets the customer is already working on. So getting the entire history of the customer also becomes more easy for you at the end of the day, right? So this is the core of the inbox, right? So now
So what
let's
is the
go.
difference between the contacts tags and the tags you assigned at the top of the ticket?
Yeah. So ticket tags is basically for that individual ticket identification, right? You wanna see, okay, somebody could come for a sales query, support query, right? So 819 was a sales query, 818 was a support query. So that is how you can differentiate between support queries and sales queries. Or one customer breakfast. So that could be a different tag, and customer coming for lunch will be a different tag. So that is the difference between ticket tags. So it will be helpful, but contact is for lifetime, right? So
Okay, makes sense.
if you want to add something about a customer, it is going to stay in the CRM for lifetime.
And if I want to see all the tags of the support ticket based on one single tag, can I see all those list as well?
Yeah, that also can be seen in the dashboard. So now,
Mm.
for example, Alston, I just tested the contact, right? I have the email, the name of the agent who this is assigned to, the tag I assigned you, the list of tickets, the notes, right? So why this is called as customizable CRM or customizable contact management is, so once you open this, you can edit the contact basically. In a typical CRM, you can add phone number, email, and company details. But here, since the tags are available, in case you want to add an issue type to all the customers who are coming in. Let's say everybody has a refund issue. So that data also can be added to the customer here. So that's why the variables you add inside this particular CRM is completely customizable. So you could also add details like which state the customer is from, right? Or is he a happy customer or a sad customer? What is his NPS rating? Whether already he has purchased something or your e-commerce store, how many orders has he purchased, right? What was his delivery address? So many information can be stored immediately inside the tag so that you can go and quickly generate reports on them. So how this will be helpful is, let's say I want to filter out customer whose country is India and they have ordered for more than 10,000 rupees in the past 30 days. So those kind of things can come into scenario, and I'm applying a tag called India here. So now all the list of customers whose country is India, which I've marked, will be coming out here. So now their tickets are also here. So I can just click on the particular ticket and I can go and see the entire conversation history, right? So life becomes very easy for me because all the information is available in one or two clicks for me, right? So that is why the intelligent tags, which goes and closely works along with the CRM. So the tags is what, like, one of the core, right? So it is working along with the ticketing. So tags, you can also use it in contacts as well, right? When I'm adding a contact, I have an option to add a tag to him. Now let's say, for example, the display role is a salesperson, right? I can add it directly here. Or let's say, for example, this person has completed a course. Let's say he's a simple CBSE course. So you can just add it here and submit. You can also add experience, his relevant skill sets, what are his coding skills, how long is he with the company, is a manager or not. So
We
those
have the
kind of,
full control over the tags, right? So we can add all the things we want, the
correct.
create tags we need and values, right?
Yeah, correct. So under
Okay.
tags, option to create them. So if you see, let's say, for example, priority, I have four tags here: high, medium, on hold, and low. You can go ahead and create multiple tags, right? So that answers the focused inbox, the CRM, as well as the intelligent
Tags.
tags. So we'll come to the core of the product, which is more on the flow builder, right? So the flow builder is actually designed to make sure that you can just stuffs and create bots immediately, right? So let me create a simple flow and then show you so that you can also get some idea on like why this is very simple. So when you're creating a flow, it will ask you for a channel, right? So this is something which is very unique. So what I can do is the channel is basically your website, right? So now when I'm creating a pricing bot, I can choose the channel as my pricing page. So the code it is going to give, you can just push it in your pricing page and take it live immediately. Or if the code is already embedded, you can just quickly add the channel and replicate it immediately there. So that is one of the ideas here, right? So just taking it on a sample landing page. Now let's say I want to send a welcome message, right? Let's say I'm saying, hey, hi. So, and I want to ask this guy using buttons, why is he here for, right? He could say, okay, I'm here for a webinar, or he could say I'm for support. Or third option, he's saying I want to book a meeting, right? So you can also add your Calendly link here. So any link you can just take it and paste it here. You can redirect people as well. So now I have three buttons. I'm just connecting the welcome message to the buttons, and that's pretty much it. So a simple quick bot is done. So if people want to go to the webinar, you can construct it, or support, you can choose it. If people are saying they want to book a meeting, you can just send their meeting link and you can navigate them, right? So that's how simple it is. It is creating a bot. So now let's say people are saying support, you can collect information from the support. So you want to understand whether he is an existing customer. You can collect text, phone numbers, URL. You can also take files in, or you can also collect email addresses and validate them as well, right? So now let's say I'm collecting a text, right? So the beauty is this data can be pushed to the CRM as I told you in terms of tags and synced as well, right? So now let's say you're collecting the country, you can push it to an individual tag. So now when you open the contact, you know all the tag details. So you don't have to update anything manually, right? So the tags work synchronously throughout the product. So wherever you go, the tags will be helpful for you, right? So this is a simple flow. Now, okay, I'm selecting a target action. So I can save it to the contact or I can just keep it in the chat. So I prefer saving it to the contact. Now when you're previewing this, okay, let's share the name. So when I'm previewing this, it will show the details. Okay, support, it is asking for the name. I'm entering the name. Right. So now this contact data will be shown to the contacts immediately. Right. So this is how the flow builder is designed. So yeah, so basically the idea is quickly someone can come create a chatbot and take it live on your web. Right. So that is the overall idea. So I'm just saving this. So how you can take this and take it live is you will come to the channels now. So which channel you have added the chatbot, you can just copy the code, right? So once you copy the code, you will be able to take this bot live on your landing page, right? So that's how simple it is to use the product, right? And when you come to the dashboard, you will get more details on the number of tickets which are assigned, how many tickets are closed, and you can also use your tags to generate the data here, and you can export them into an Excel in case you want to push it to any data analytics tool,
Mm.
right? So that is the quick overview on how Jikoo works as a product.
Yeah, makes sense. Like it looks really simple to be honest. Like I thought even creating chatbots is will be really confusing sometimes we need to organize. But when you're doing it, I noticed that I need to personally test this more to see how effective it is. But it's just entering a text and pressing enter button. It's just writing a answer and it automatically creates the step, links out to the product. I see that as a quite initiative to be honest. I need to do a bit more checking, but as you mentioned, now I see the importance of the focused inbox. Like we can create multiple tickets out of one single conversation, and also we can link it with the audience customer. So customer does not know anything like this is happening on behind. Like there is no complexity. He does not need to understand the complexity. He's just looking for
Yeah,
the
so that
solution.
thing actually came out of a pain, as I told you, right? Because you always, when you call a customer support, you keep on saying the same thing again and again, but people, they ask you the details again and again. So here in Jiku, you can create a ticket, copy messages between tickets as well, and give them the proper history so that they will not ask the customer for the same information again.
Yeah, and also the customer support agent also does not needs to know the previous solution and everything. He just wants the information on his or her issues. So that is really good. I really like that features. I need to explore that. And tags also I see, but still I need to see how I can effectively use to filter it all the different stuff and using. And flow builder is looks really interesting. I need to test more of it. Currently I can't talk because I haven't still tested out the platform. I wanted to get the thought on the product as well as the product overview, just to I don't miss out anything important, because I would have missed out that focused inbox if you didn't say to me, because we wouldn't think that we can create a separate ticket out of a message. That is something really good. Ideally you should focus on showing that features to the you visitors, because it's you create some kind of unique feature for your product as well. So that is good. And thank you so much for the demonstration. Let me quickly go over the couple of questions, and I think we can call it a night because we have been going for 1.5 hours. Sorry about that. Uh, we got
Yeah,
a job.
that's not a
It's a
problem.
it's a follow-up question from that. Like, I think I have heard earlier that customers can interact through mobile app if it goes live and no need to go back to the website. So I wonder how the customer would see it on the front end.
So interact in the mobile, right? So let's say you have a website and you're adding the widget. If somebody goes to your website through the mobile, they still will be able to see the chatbot, right? So the chatbot can be used on your mobile web pages, or it could be your uh, normal desktop web pages. So there is no difference to that. But the query answering, right? So currently the app which I showed you runs on a browser. So which is you can only access it from a browser. It is not designed to be accessed from a mobile. It is not mobile responsive basically. So that is why we are introducing mobile applications. So on the go you will get notifications and you can respond to customers very fast, right? So I think that is how the timeline will be. So I think that in terms of mobile app, Android is the first priority. So since more than 80% of all the queries coming for the mobile apps are from Android users, so that will be available by end of the year.
Okay, and one final question before we wrap this up. Can I use Gcode inside my PWA via iframe? I don't know what that is.
So even I am not a techie person, so I'm not sure that entire thing. But yeah, I'll give you some idea, right? So Jikoo can be used inside an iframe, but sometimes iframes are not really 100% ideal for using widgets because in terms of mobile responsiveness sometimes there are some kind of issues, right? So that is not the right way to do it, but what you can do is you can reach out to my support team. I'll personally arrange a meeting with my developers so you can see what is the best approach for you, because we see a lot of customers. Some customers use WordPress and some customers uh, use different kinds of solutions, right? So I think PWAs are really helpful. So, for example, you take Flipkart's website, right? So when you go to Flipkart's website, it will ask you to install a very minimal app inside your phone without downloading the Flipkart app. So that is what a progressive web app is, right? So initially, I think maybe we can also spin up a PWA for initial users, but notifications are a problem in PWA, right? So you won't get proper notifications like you do in your mobile applications. So I think that is why we are more focusing on Android apps and stuff. But regarding this PWA, please do reach out to us through the chat. I'll try to arrange a personal session with my development team and we can definitely help you with that.
Okay, thank you so much. I had no idea. Like now I see the point on that. And Chaitanya, thanks for joining, but we are closing the event. So
Hey, hi Chaitanya.
hopefully you can watch the rendering. So thank you again. Really appreciate this. And I wish you good luck on your launch. And as well, if there's any more doubts or question, feel free to ask. And there will be a recording of the YouTube also. I didn't announce the event because I was not sure whether I can do it or not, because so just we due to some couple of personal issues. So I didn't know that I could do it, but we did. Thank you so much for answering all the questions relating the deal, company, and also the just of focusing on the entire product and also highlighting this. Now I will personally check out more in depth as well on the product itself. Do you have any other final words you want to share to the audience?
Yeah, actually, the pleasure is mine. So I think the session has been going on for an hour and 30 minutes. I didn't really feel like we spent 90 minutes on the call actually. So usually the questions more when we go for these kind of calls, it's more around the product only. I think this was pretty good because you were asking more around the business side as well, which is pretty exciting to answer actually as a founder at the end of the day. And the community also, they were asking some good questions because without these kind of questions, I think some features wouldn't have come out. So the community also was super engaging. So this is super cool, and the meeting went on well actually. Thank you so much, guys. I think it's more Friday night. T20 World Cup is going on. I think people should be watching these matches, but people are coming here and answering these questions in a very interested fashion. So super excited about it actually.
Let's hope for the best. And thank you so much again, and really pleasure to talking with you. I will test out the product as well to see how it actually performs. I see the overview. Now my turn to test it out on a live use case and see. I will share my feedback or anything possible to improve. Once again, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. And thank you so much, guys, for joining as well. Take care.
Thank you, Alston. Take care. Have a great weekend. Cheers. Thanks everyone. Cheers. Bye.